Hello and welcome back to the Critically Clueless. Today we are in Crusader Kings 3 and we are picking up, of course, where we left off on our Kong playthrough. This is a beginner's guide playthrough, as you guys have probably already heard before. So we're going to be going over a few things a little bit slower and a little bit more in depth. Thank you for returning. If you are returning, this is the first episode you've watched. You've missed a blinder already, so go back and find that first episode. Anyway, let's continue where we were. And of course, we've only just loaded up, so we need to go back through the things that we would normally do, kind of reassociate ourselves with the playthrough. And if we look on the hints, we can see that we have a few things we probably need to do. And something I think is fairly important is recruit some more champions. Now, I'm going through the martial lifestyle. I have too few champions and they are very, very powerful. So I'm going to invite some. It's going to cost me some prestige, but it will give us the leg up in battles down the line. So definitely look at doing that. What else do we need to do? We could call on a hunt. A hunt will give us more prestige, which is always good if you ask me. Let's have a look at doing that. It's also stress loss. I don't think we're stressed anyway, but we're going to do it. We're going to sound the horn. It only costs us 33, so let's do that. Kind of makes up for the prestige that we're losing, right? What else do we want to do? Create a duchy. We don't have money for that just yet. We do have 2 children without guardians, so let's go and fix that. That's something to look at. Although it does say have they captured our kid? Is that what they've done? Ransom. They will not accept a ransom because we do not have the money, but we could do a favor. No, they're not going to accept a favor. Okie dokie. We're going to have a look at that. I didn't realize our children were actually imprisoned. Oh, there's 5 of them imprisoned. That's issues. Definitely issues. I guess we're going to have to go and fix that for sure. Let's hit fast forward or hit play and get this hunt over and done with. Let's get this hunt done with. Hopefully we get some decent prestige out of it. Also, we kind of need prestige because I want to kind of like move some things on. Just as my son and I crest a hill, we hear it snapping of twigs and rustling of branches, birds screaming in fright. They are herald summoning, announcing its arrival, and mass heart, heading straight for us. The path ends here with me. If we do this, we have a 72% chance of slaying the beast. We also gain the Hunter trophy, or we have a chance of being injured or gain wounded. 27%. That's kind of high. There's 0% chance we'll be killed. I say help. And we actually spend and he gets a weak hook on us. Okay, we're gonna go for it and see what happens because I don't want to be giving anyone a hook. We did it. We slayed the beast and we gain a hunting trophy for 10 years. I quite like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see what this is. What have I done here? We return home. We get the 150 in prestige, which is always cool. Always cool to get that. And one of our wives are pregnant again, which is actually pretty cool. Let's pause this real quick. Pause. Because I wanted to see about our wives. Our wives are something to keep an eye on because obviously my main wife is now 48. The chances of us having more children, I think, are 0. I think, it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to divorce her real quick because I want to have more children. I want to have more alliances. And yeah, so let's see about this one too. This one is 42. Are they all extremely old? 44 and 44. So yes, and yes. This one is... Did I just divorce the one that was pregnant. I just realized that could have been a thing. Didn't even check that. Ah, there we go. Okay, so she's 44 and she's pregnant. Wow. Like, normally when the female characters in this game hit like 40, it just does not happen. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's divorce this one too. We can afford it. And now we're going to look to get married once again. We're going to go for, not that, we're going to go for alliance power once more. Alliance power, inferior. But I don't think we have an alliance with that, so we're going to go for that anyway. Let's go one more time for alliance power. That looks like a bad trait. I've never seen that trait. Let's see what that says. Oh, they're stupid. Oosh, we definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. That's the that's a bad trait to pick up. But we already have that alliance. I think we're going to have most of these alliances, to be fair. And that isn't one at all. Okay, well, we'll leave that for now. We will leave that for now. I really want to claim this bit of land down here. However, oh, hello. They used to have an ally, and apparently they do not have that ally anymore. So this could be interesting. There we go. We have just started a war with someone incredibly weak, which is quite cool. That's kind of what I like to do. I like to already win the war before we've even began. I think we got this one in the bag. I did, however, move the rally point. We're going to move the rally point down here. Now, I did, however, have a couple of comments in the first episode that I done. I don't even think I replied to them and how to do it, but what I did say is that I would try and show you how to do something in the next video that I recorded. Happens to be this one. Now what I was asking is they didn't know how to split an army, so we're going to go over that in this episode. Let's raise the troops real quick and have everyone kind of convene here. How many have we got? There we go, we've got 1300. We've got an accepted betrothal, and of course that means we have extra allies, which is awesome for us. We're going to go over to the troops, however. Now I'm clicking A to select them, and now I am clicking X. That brings up this special menu here. We're going to go down to split. Split half the troops, and boosh, that's what we got. You've also got split off hired soldiers and special soldiers. So what that means is like your mercenaries, for instance. If we click it, you can see right here, and you can individually click. So for instance, if we had 2 bowmen here, you would be able to select them over. You can also select different levies over. You can also individually pop down your knights as well. So if we hadn't have already split our troops, we would be able to manually split our troops, you know, put in whatever regiment we wanted. Now, unfortunately, you can't split splits, for instance, a already made regiment. So we currently have hired 2 bowman residents of 100 soldiers each. So this bowman regiment right here of 100 soldiers, I can't split that into 50 and 50, which is why I personally like to have 2 bowman regiments. That way, when I do need to split my armies, each split army has the 1 regiment of bowmen, as they're very, very good against skirmishers, which would be the levies. So yeah, hopefully I explained that. If I didn't explain it correctly, didn't show it enough, let me know again in the comments. I'd be happy to redo it. I think we can go a little bit more in depth anyway. And of course, obviously with the 2 armies, you can individually decide who the commander of each army is. And then when you're all done, you can just merge them back again as well. I think actually, let's do it real quick. There we go. Let's make that one of the regiments. And we can see that if we go to select them, you've got the options between the 2 here as well. I just wanted to quickly show that as I didn't just do it. So let's go down and let's win this war rather quickly, because it is going to be a quick win. I think maybe we can do this very, very quickly. They've only got, I mean, they've got no troops whatsoever, so the likelihood of them winning are pretty low. And we're going to straight away take over the, oh, hello, the capital. Looks like they're being raided as well. We're invited to a war, or, you know, to back up our allies. We're going to accept. Hopefully won't have to do anything, but we're still going to have to accept. And there we go. That is the capital done. The war is not done, but the capital is won. That's actually the enemy troops right there. We're going to go chase them down, but I don't think we're actually going to need to. Such tragic beginnings. What happened? Cradled by death. When the midwife finally exits the birth chamber with a softly crying bundle in her arms, relief washes over me. Then I see the face. I'm sorry, my lord, but the lady is... So she was, I'm pretty sure she was 44 when she, you know, got pregnant. She's had a kid and she's died through, you know, because of it. So that's a shame. That is a shame. But to be fair, it does save me on having to divorce her. So yay me, you know, silver linings and all that. It does mean that I now only have 2 wives, and we will fix that. Let's see if we can actually find anyone with a half decent alliance power. No alliance power. There's no more alliance power to be had. There's no more alliance power to be had, and I still want the children. So let's go to, yes, first we're going to go for traits. We're going to go for inheritable traits. There we go. Let's see what we've actually got available to us. Nobody. Oh, because I'm still on alliance power. That's why. Let's go relevance. Do we have anyone now? We don't have anyone available to us to marry. That's problematic. Problematic. We need to expand our horizons is what we need to do. How old are we? We are 49. So yeah, we've still got time. We've still got time. Is this war done now? I don't think it is. Let's go over here. We're going to grab our troops as well and pop them over here. And let's finish this off. They grow up so fast. There we go. So one of our children has become of age. Which is cool because it means that, you know, we have an extra knight, for instance. Having more knights is pretty cool. You gain a respected expert. That's kind of cool. Or what do we do here? We've got a 75% chance of getting, and you gain martial. Or 30% chance of you stumble and injure yourself. Don't really want that. Me and my trusted sword will not part. Let's go for that. We're going to pause it real quick, have a look, see what we've done on this war. Of course, we have won. We get fame, we get prestige, and of course, we get another chunk of land. Because that's what we want, more land. Yeah, we're doing really well right now, doing really well. Nice and positive. We do need a lot more land, to be fair, because we do need to create this extra duchy. If we are going to create a kingdom before we die. We are running out of time. We are 50 years old, and the way things are looking right this second, let's have a look at it. Go to succession. We've got our Tyrion wannabe right here sitting pretty. He's going to inherit a couple of bits. However, we're going to lose 6 titles on succession. It's not going to be pretty. and it will really divide what we've managed to gather. So it's something we're going to have to take extremely seriously in the next few years. You know, I think we've managed to get a nice little piece of land. It's not the biggest. We're certainly not the biggest right here. But I would like to continue growing it, and I would definitely like to create a kingdom. However, to create a kingdom, we are going to need to get another duchy, and we do not have enough. We do not have enough money to do that at the moment. Let's have a look. All these are still in prison, so again, that's something we need to fix. Call allies to war. What is happening? Conquest. Okay, we can do that. It's not going to cost us anything, I don't think, to do that anyway. There we go. Everyone's nice and happy. We do need to wait a little second because we are currently in debt, or at least we're in red, so we're not going to be able to go straight in for another war. I'm going to pass the second tribal authority. Reason to do that is that way we can start making plays when it comes to our succession as well. As you can see, with this enabled, we can make imprisonments, which is quite cool. It means we can imprison characters we don't necessarily want to be around, which means if I really wanted to kill Tyrion because possibly he's a little bit too old to be my player heir right now. What is he, 33? So I would like someone a little bit younger. What have we got for the next one? 25. That would be more preferable for sure. So yeah, it just gives us more options. Let's unpause real quick. Allies are coming in. We're no longer in debt. Yippee yay. Let's have a look at who and where we can. I'm not going to be able to go to war right here real quick. Over here is probably a little bit too strong. We are currently at war with these guys. They are quite strong. What about these guys over here? Are they strong? 1100 in strength. I do have a single ally. We could probably beat them. These guys are very easy. One and done kind of in the war scenario. Which means it's a very easy piece of land to kind of just grab real quick. So let's do that. We are going to have to pass some land on. We do have heirs to do that too. So we're going to look at doing that as well after this. As we're currently 2 over our limit. Have another quick look at our martial lifestyle. We have one perk to put on somewhere, but where do we want to put it on? Hard rule against reserve. No, I'm good on that for right now. I don't really need that either. I think we're going to go down here and this route. Callous Bow could be really useful. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. The 50% reduction in Callous Bow cost is very, very useful. So we're going to go right there. We are up against these guys right here, so let's do that as well. Their little army's trying to get out of the way as quickly as possible. Do not blame them, not at all. And they're the allies we actually called for something else as well. So they're just popping around because we actually have troops up and about. Let's see. 2 years ago, you promised to aid me. Oops. We may have to actually help in a war. That sucks. I will send my troops to your aid immediately. So there we go. This is one and done, which is cool. Now, what war are we still on? These guys down here. So if we go and grab our army, we're going to march down here. Remember, all you need is any point, any kind of point in the war score. That kind of gets you a win there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help them take over a capital and then be one and done, hopefully. I will disband my army after this. And then this war, in my head, is done regardless of what happens. Someone I was swaying has just died as well. Just saw that. I would rather use my son's plan. They're both my sons. I think we're going to let them do their own thing. We become best friends. Don't want to become a drunkard. I don't really want... Oh, I have another best friend. Or I have a best friend. I think he was my friend because he was my ward. Did I pause that in time? We are about to suffer a huge loss. That sucks. Again. When am I going to learn? Every time I put this on ×3 or ×5 speed, there's issues. Issues. We're not going to be able to retreat fast enough. I don't think. Anyway, I will try. Yeah, that did not happen. Our allies did come in, but we were outnumbered. Well outnumbered. Hopefully this isn't very, very bad for us. I don't think it was. I think we're okay. I don't think there's any huge losses. Obviously, stuff like that, when it happens, you've got a chance of dying yourself, you know. But yeah, we're good. We're alive. We're all good. We're retreating. I'm happy to retreat. I happily take a loss there. Us and our defeated self went all the way back home. Gonna disband. Like I said, whether we win this or not, we have got points in war score. So for me, that's all I needed. Now we do have 108 in gold, so we are getting there. We currently have 8 pieces of land, which is quite a bit. We do need to change that up. So let's have a look. We have 2 sons that have now died, which, you know, isn't great. We have an 18-year-old right here. He is unlanded, so let's look at granting him some titles. What do I want to grant him? I'm going to grant him 3 pieces of land. Now let's look at this guy right here. Oh, she's my daughter. Okie dokie. And she's 16. She's not married. That's problematic. Let's try and fix that. We're going to go for alliance power, matrimonial, and there we go. Look at that. So we are already very smart. We have a very desirable trait. We are going to be getting married to somebody with genius, an improved trait on what we have. My daughter's only 16. If this marriage actually goes through, this is going to be very, very good. Any children that we get are probably going to be extremely smart, which works out well. We've got matrilineage marriage on as well, so anything that happens gets, you know, put into our dynasty. So this works really, really well. Really well. Glad to see that. Another daughter there. We have... Is that 3? Yeah, we have 3 in jail. What do I want to do? Let's have a look. Let's load this guy up and give him... We're going to grant him 1 more title, I think. That will put us down to 4, which is pretty good. Let's look in our council, see what we've got. We have got spaces. That's what we've got, which is never good. We do have a vassal and a champion, however. Ooh. The marshal's very strong, which is quite cool. We have a good guest here who could come in. I wonder how much he'd cost to hire. Recruit to courts. Only 7 coins. That works out really well. So we're going to hire him. Now we need a chancellor. Now my son would make a very good chancellor on 24. So that works out well. And let's have a look. Unlanded. So let's give him, make sure to only give him 1. Give him Lobo. And then that puts us in our limit again. So that works out well. Now, if we look at our hints, we can look at, where is it? Titles that can be created. We can create 2 titles, which is 2 duchies, which is quite cool. We are, however, a little bit short on the old duchies, and we don't have enough prestige. But yeah, we've got some good ideas of what to do now. You just get 50 quid just for ransoming that, so that works out well as well. Okay, I think we're in a good spot. We got 150, which means we could create a single duchy if we wanted to. So let's create a duchy up here. We're going to create this. We are going to go... Oh, there we go. We got our prestige and we got our duchy title. 2 more can be created and we can create the Kingdom of Kong. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now this will give us 400 prestige, which is blinding. It is going to cost us 250 in gold. It's what we do not have, but with the right battles, possibly with the right savings, we can make this happen. So the Kingdom of Kong is very close to happening now. So I'm quite excited about that. I do want to look through my court real quick, because we did invite other people to bounce in, which means we can have the correct amount of knights to kind of like help us out. So that's going to work out really good. Let's go back to our court, find another guest. We're not going to have enough money. We're going to have to wait a second. Let's fast forward. Fast forward and get some more money. We died. Oh no. Oh no, we died at 52, guys. This is bad. This is going to be bad. Bad, 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 bad. So unfortunately, the worst happened. We had a good plan in place. You know, we potentially had the Kingdom of Kong sit in pretty. It didn't happen though. It didn't happen. And in this playthrough, we got a bad outcome. That's fine. You got to roll with the punches in this. And this kind of thing is what happens. playing for that perfect playthrough. I do have a Discord. Someone just popped in a Discord that at the moment they are obsessed with their perfect playthrough, and they keep reloading the game, and they're wondering if perhaps they are, kind of spoiling the game for them. What I'd say is this: Crusader Kings 3 isn't a game to be played perfectly. You absolutely can do, and you can conquer a huge ton of the map through playing that way as well. But every decision in this game matters, and it's about the story that the game is telling you more than a story that you want to tell. Now, this, I think, is going to be a really interesting playthrough, and we are now going to be continuing as Tyrion. He is only 35. We have just given him a load of land, though, or a little bit more land, so it's going to be not as bad. But yeah, we're basically back to square one now playing as Tyrion, which is going to be interesting and comes with a whole host of things. We've lost a decent chunk of land, I think it's safe to say. We are still Kong, and we still have more land than we did when we started, which is cool. But yeah, we have a few different issues now. That being said, with the last life that we had, we did have a lot of children, and there's a lot of dynasty members there that we've got. And of course, we also gave land to a couple of our sons as well. I kind of wish I'd given land to more of my sons if I'd have known this was happening. I think possibly even the underage ones I would have probably divvied up to. But I'm sure they got their fair piece anyway. So, what do we have? Well, we are Tyrion, and he is what he is. I mean, he isn't Tyrion, but I'm going to call him Tyrion for the sake of the rest of, his involvement. We didn't really inherit any money because we didn't really have any money to inherit. His stats are quite bad, like really poor on almost everything. He does, however, have really good learning, so I think for our sake, going down that route is probably a good idea. He is married. Who's he married to? She's 34, so we can continue having kids. However, we are going to need to pop up another 3 wives. We do, however, have 3 children, which is cool. Let's see what they are at. So we've got a 14-year-old who is evil, which could be a lot of fun to play as. He does not have his father's dwarfism, which is pretty good. So, not a bad player heir there, to be fair. Stat-wise, not really feeling it, but it may improve. Ah, and he had twins. That's what that is. Oh, look at that. My granddaughter, has robust. Robust is a really, really good trait. I'm really glad we've got this. I would like to kind of build upon that. So she is going to be somebody not to marry off for alliance power, but she's going to be someone to marry off to for hopefully for an inheritable trait to strengthen this. Now, something that is a problem, because we have gone on to a new life, and I am aware that I haven't actually pressed play since then, is that we have to remember that currently, as we are right now, we have no alliances whatsoever. So if we was to go here, I'm pretty sure we previously owned this, so this should be, yeah, my half-brother. My half-brother owns this, and as you can see, we do have an alliance. Who do we have an alliance with? With the father of my wife. That makes sense. But yeah, so all the alliances that we had have now gone, which is why our alliance power reads are only 925. So before we actually unpause the game, something we really need to do is sort out our alliances, because if we don't, that's when there could be problems. And I think that's what's been happening. I think I've seen quite a few people mention about dying in their first life and their game going to pot, and it's because when you die and you take over the new person, maybe your country gets divided, that we've let happen with Kong. A problem with that is the fact that you've got no alliances. Everyone that you were allied to, no longer your allies, and therefore you are on your own, and you are kind of small fish. For instance, I would be surprised if we don't get war waged against us an awful lot, because even though we're still a pretty big country, we have no power, which is an issue. So that's definitely something we're going to be looking at doing. It also means that our council is gone as well. As you can see, we have no more council members, so we're going to have to restock our council completely. The religious guy stays there regardless anyway, and we do have a new wife. Is she actually any good? Has she got any good stats? She's a good chancellor, to be fair, so that could work for us. She can support us in that. But all in all, we have a lot of work to do. I think this is a really good place to kind of end this episode here. End it on badness. You know, the episode was going well, and the playthrough was going well. Dying at 52, it's not uncommon, but it's unlucky. I think, you know, having our character die at 52 was just unlucky. It is what it is. Not every playthrough you are going to live to, you know, 70, 80, or even 90. I would have hoped for another 10 years, and we would have been able to make the Kingdom of Kong. It is what it is, and we will continue with the next episode playing as our Tyrion character. I quite like him. I love the fact that his stats are leaning towards him being smart as well. I just think it works out pretty cool. But yeah, so we're going to end it here. Thank you for joining me, guys. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to comment down below your thoughts. Tell me what you think of what just happened. Did you see that happening? Did you see my character dying early and kind of foreseeing this happening? Do you think that I should have kind of made a move for the Kingdom of Kong sooner? Did I leave it too late? Yeah, let me know what you think I done wrong in the comments. And of course, I will see you in the next episode really soon. Until then, take it easy. And of course, happy gaming.